Hi everyone, let's start day 6 Python coding challenge. Here we have to write a function that takes in a list of integers and return true if it contains 007 in order. Means what we have to check here, we have to check whether the list contains the 0, 0 and 7 in the list. If it is present, then we have to return true, otherwise we have to return false. These are the steps which we are going to build our code. Initially, we will pass a list to a function, then take a counter variable. After that, create a for loop to move over whole input list. Then we will check a condition for first and zero counter must be the same as the initiated initially. If fourth condition is true, then increase the counter and continue the next iteration. After that, to check next 0 and 7, we will add new if condition for a second 0. If we found the second 0, then we will check the 7 in remaining list using the slashing concept. If we don't get a 7 element, then it should return false. These are the various concepts which we will use in our code. The name is a built-in variable to evaluate the current model. List of the group of element which can enclose within a square braces and it can be changeable. Then we will use the for loop. Looping is used to execute one or more statement repeatedly. If else is used to check the conditions. It is conditional statement. Then we will use the continue keyword. It is used to stop the current iteration and execute the next iteration. Then we will use true and false keyword, which is used as a boolean true and false value respectively. So let's build our code. Here I call the spygame function 3 times using 3 different lists. So here I will write my exact logic. Initially I will take one counter variable, that is I name as c equals to 0. Then I will use one for loop to move over the element in the list. This is our for loop. Then I will use one if condition whether the first 0 is present in the list. I will check whether the list having 0, that is if LST of indexing I equals to 0, and I will use one counter variable here. I will explain later about this counter variable, why I use this counter variable. If I found first 0, then I will increase the counter variable by 1. Here I use shorthand assignment operator, where it will use to increase the value of c by 1. And now we will use continue keyword. What it will do, it will check whether the first, if we get the first 0, then it will move to the next iteration. Means if we got 0 here, instead of moving the iteration, we will jump to the next iteration. We will check condition for the next iteration. Now here we are checking the next 0, and if we got the first 0, then the counter value also gets increased. So here we check for next 0, c double equals to 1, lst of I double equals to 0 and c double equals to 1. If it found 0, then we will also check 7 in the remaining list. Here we will use the slashing concept. This 7 value will check in remaining entire list. If we found 7, then it will return true, otherwise false. So actually this counter variable is used to means we have to check two zero means this condition is check first zero. After that when we get the first zero, then it will increase the counter by one. After that to check the new zero means second zero, it will we will add c plus means we have add one more condition, that is counter equals to 1 and the velocity of 0, then it will check the 7. Now let's understand why we use counter variable 0 here. Let's assume that we have found the first 0. After that we will check for the next 0. So let's consider this condition will true for the second 0 also if I don't use c equals to 0. For next 0 I will add c equals to 1 and then I have to find 7 in the list. We don't have to directly find 0 and next 7. We have to find first 0, after that we have to find second 0 and then we have to find the 7. So we have used this counter variable. So let's check our output. True, true, false. Hopefully you have got the logic. Try to optimize the code and post your solution into a comment section. Thank you.